You're deep into your intermittent fasting journey, feeling like you're on top of the world, until, out of nowhere, you hit that dreaded wall. Suddenly, your hunger feels like a roaring beast you can't tame. Your discipline starts slipping, and every day becomes a mental battle. Sound familiar? Been there, done that. But here's the kicker. What if I told you that the key to smashing through that wall isn't some new diet trick or fancy supplement, but an ancient philosophy that's been around for over 2,000 years? Today, I'm going to share with you how Stoicism supercharged my intermittent fasting routine in ways I never imagined. By the end of this video, you'll see how these ancient teachings not only helped me break through my own fasting struggles, but also unlocked a whole new level of benefits I didn't even know were possible. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Understanding intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting isn't really a diet. It's more like an eating pattern. You're not changing what you eat, just when you eat. I am using the 16.8 method, where you fast for 16 hours and eat during an 8-hour window. Now, here's the thing. Intermittent fasting isn't always smooth sailing. A lot of people struggle with hunger pangs, energy dips, and sometimes just the mental battle of sticking to the plan. You might feel like you're constantly thinking about food, or find it hard to get through your fast without feeling drained. These challenges can make it tough to stay consistent, which is key if you want to see results. When I first started with intermittent fasting, I was pumped. I thought it would be the perfect way to get leaner and healthier without having to count every calorie. But honestly, it wasn't long before I hit a wall. I was always hungry, and my energy levels were all over the place. There were days when I just couldn't focus because all I could think about was when I'd get to eat again. I tried switching up my fasting windows, playing around with what I ate during my eating periods, but nothing really stuck. It was frustrating because I felt like I was doing everything right, but I wasn't seeing the progress I wanted. That's when I started looking for something to help me push through these challenges, and that's how I stumbled upon Stoicism. Focus on what you can control. Let's dive into one of the core ideas of Stoicism, focusing on what you can control. The Stoics believed that while we can't control everything that happens to us, we can always control how we respond. And that's a game changer, especially when it comes to intermittent fasting. Think about it. You can't control those hunger pangs that hit in the middle of your fast, or how your body reacts on a tough day, but you can control your choices and habits. That means setting fasting goals that are realistic and within your reach. If you're new to fasting, jumping straight into a 24-hour fast might set you up for failure. Instead, start with a manageable window, like 12 hours, and gradually work your way up as your body adapts. By focusing on what's within your control, like how you plan your meals or how you distract yourself during those tough hours, you'll find it easier to stick to your fasting routine. It's about building the habit day by day and not getting frustrated by things outside your control, like an unexpected hunger wave or a social event that throws off your schedule. When you zero in on what you can control, you're setting yourself up for success, not just in fasting, but in life. Embrace discipline and self-control. Discipline and self-control are two things that Stoicism puts a huge emphasis on. The Stoics believed that mastering these traits was key to living a good life. And honestly, when it comes to intermittent fasting, discipline is your best friend. It's not easy to resist the temptation to snack, especially when you're surrounded by food or feeling stressed. But Stoicism teaches us that real strength comes from within, from controlling our impulses and staying true to our commitments. So how do you apply that to fasting? First, you've got to remind yourself why you're fasting in the first place. Keeping your why front and center helps you stay disciplined when things get tough. Another Stoic strategy is to plan ahead. Know your triggers, whether it's that late-night craving or the urge to eat just because you're bored. Once you know what sets you off, you can prepare for it. Maybe it's having a glass of water or a distraction ready when the craving hits. It's about training your mind to stay focused on your goal, even when your body is telling you otherwise. By embracing Stoic discipline, you're not just sticking to your fasting schedule, you're building mental toughness that will carry over into every aspect of your life. It's about proving to yourself that you can resist temptation and stay in control, no matter what. Acceptance and resilience. Now let's dive into two more Stoic power moves: acceptance and resilience. The Stoics were all about embracing the tough stuff in life, knowing that discomfort and setbacks are just part of the journey. And trust me, when it comes to intermittent fasting, there's going to be some discomfort, whether it's that gnawing hunger or feeling drained during the day. Stoicism teaches us to accept these challenges instead of fighting against them. Hunger? It's just a sensation. Fatigue? It's temporary. The key is to recognize these feelings, accept them, and remind yourself that they won't last forever. This mindset shift is powerful because it takes the edge off and helps you stay calm instead of getting frustrated or discouraged. So how do you handle hunger and fatigue while fasting? First, acknowledge that they're part of the process. Instead of dreading those hunger pangs, see them as a sign that your body is adapting and growing stronger. One tip is to stay busy. Keep your mind occupied with something productive or enjoyable so you're not constantly thinking about food. Also, staying hydrated is crucial. Sometimes we mistake thirst for hunger. And when fatigue hits, don't beat yourself up. Rest when you need to, but also know that pushing through those low-energy moments can actually build your resilience. It's all about finding that balance between accepting what you're feeling and knowing that you have the strength to handle it. By practicing acceptance and resilience, you'll not only make your fasting journey smoother, but also become mentally tougher along the way. Reflective practices. All right, let's talk about one of the most underrated tools in Stoicism: reflection. The Stoics were big on taking time to look back at their day, their choices, and how they handled life's challenges. This practice isn't just about beating yourself up for mistakes. It's about learning and growing. And when it comes to intermittent fasting, reflection can be a game changer for staying on track. One of the best ways to reflect is through journaling. At the end of the day, grab a notebook and jot down how your fasting went. Did you stick to your plan? How did you handle hunger or cravings? What was your mindset like? Writing this down helps you see patterns, both the good and the bad, and gives you a clear picture of where you're improving and where you might need to tweak things. Another powerful Stoic practice is daily meditation. Now, I'm not talking about sitting cross-legged and chanting, unless that's your thing. It's more about taking a few minutes to clear your mind, breathe deeply, and focus on what's within your control. This practice can help center you, making it easier to stay committed to your fasting routine, even when things get tough. By regularly reflecting on your fasting journey, you'll not only track your progress, but also keep your motivation levels high. You'll start to see your growth, and that's a huge boost to keep pushing forward. Plus, these reflective practices help you stay connected to your why, the reason you started fasting in the first place, which is key to maintaining long-term success. My story. So, let me tell you how Stoicism took my intermittent fasting game to a whole new level. At first, my fasting routine was all over the place. I'd start strong, but then, as the days went on, I'd lose focus. The hunger, the cravings, the temptation to just grab a snack, it was real, and it was wearing me down. I was frustrated, feeling like I wasn't getting anywhere. Then I started applying Stoic ideas, and things got changed. First off, focusing on what I could control made a huge difference. I stopped stressing about hunger or the discomfort and instead focused on my choices, like sticking to my fasting window and making sure I was fueling my body with the right foods. This simple shift in mindset made fasting feel less like a battle and more like a challenge I was ready to conquer. I knew that my struggle with cravings would end soon. Then came discipline and self-control. Every time I felt like giving in, I reminded myself of my goals and how much stronger I'd feel if I resisted. In 2 weeks, I noticed that my cravings became less intense and my willpower grew stronger. I was no longer at the mercy of my impulses. I was in control. The biggest change, though, was in my overall mindset. Fasting used to feel like a chore, something I had to push through. But now, it's become a part of my daily routine that I actually look forward to. I've seen real improvements in my health, more energy, better focus, and a sense of clarity that wasn't there before. Plus, I feel more in tune with my body and my mind, which has made the whole experience incredibly rewarding. Integrating Stoicism into my fasting routine didn't just help me stay on track, it transformed the way I approach fasting and life in general. It's not just about the physical benefits, it's about building mental resilience and living with intention. And that's something I'm genuinely grateful for. Create a routine. The first step is to keep it simple. One of the key ideas in Stoicism is to avoid overcomplicating things. So, start by choosing a fasting window that fits your lifestyle. Whether it's the 16.8 method, where you fast for 16 hours and eat within an 8-hour window, or something like 5-2, where you eat normally 5 days a week and restrict calories on 2 non-consecutive days. Pick what works for you and your daily rhythm. Once you've got your method down, it's time to plan out your day. Use Stoic principles like premeditatio malorum, which means thinking ahead about potential challenges, to anticipate where you might slip up. For example, if you know you get hungry at a certain time of day, have a plan in place, like drinking water, going for a walk, or practicing deep breathing to manage those cravings. It's all about preparing your mind for what's to come so you're not caught off guard. To keep yourself on track, I highly recommend using tools like a fasting app to log your fasting windows and meals. Tracking your results can be incredibly motivating. You'll start to see patterns in your energy levels, weight changes, and overall well-being, which can keep you motivated to stick with it. Another great resource is journaling. Remember how we talked about Stoic reflection? Use a journal to jot down your thoughts and feelings about your fasting journey. It's a great way to keep tabs on your mindset, celebrate small victories, and stay committed to your goals. You can even set aside a few minutes each morning or evening to reflect on your progress and plan for the next day. Finally, don't forget the importance of routine. Make your fasting schedule a non-negotiable part of your day, just like brushing your teeth or going to work. The more consistent you are, the easier it becomes. And when you pair that routine with Stoic principles, you're setting yourself up for success, not just in fasting, but in life. Common pitfalls and how to overcome them. No matter how well you plan, there are always going to be bumps in the road. Whether you're new to intermittent fasting or you've been doing it for a while, you're bound to face some common pitfalls. But here's the good news. Stoicism has got your back. One of the biggest mistakes people make is setting unrealistic goals. Maybe you've decided to jump straight into a 24-hour fast without easing in, or you're trying to maintain a strict fasting window during a stressful week. When you bite off more than you can chew, it's easy to get discouraged and quit altogether. The Stoic solution: focus on what's within your control and start small. Set manageable goals that you can build on. Remember, progress is better than perfection. Another challenge is dealing with the urge to break your fast too soon. Maybe you're sitting at work and a co-worker brings in donuts, or you're at home and those late-night cravings hit hard. It's in moments like these that self-control becomes your best friend. The Stoic principle of apatheia, or freedom from emotional disturbance, can help here. Take a step back, acknowledge the craving, but don't let it control you. Remind yourself of your commitment and the long-term benefits you're after. Then there's the issue of impatience. A lot of people expect to see results right away, and when they don't, they lose motivation. This is where Stoicism teaches us the importance of patience and persistence. Remember Epictetus's words, "No great thing is created suddenly." Fasting, like any worthwhile endeavor, takes time. Stick with it, keep reflecting on your progress, and trust that the results will come. Lastly, you might face social pressure. Friends inviting you out for dinner during your fasting window, or family questioning your fasting choices. This is where the Stoic idea of oikeiosis, or understanding your role and relationships, comes into play. It's about recognizing that while you can't control others' opinions, you can control your reaction to them. Stay true to your values and let your actions speak for themselves. By keeping these Stoic strategies in mind, you can navigate the ups and downs of intermittent fasting with confidence and resilience. The key is to stay mindful, stay disciplined, and remember why you started in the first place. All right, folks, now it's your turn. I've shared my journey, but I want to hear about yours. What challenges have you faced, and how did you overcome them? Drop your experiences in the comments below. Let's start a conversation and learn from each other. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear to push through their own struggles. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Join our community and let's keep growing together. One more thing. Before you go, if you're interested in diving deeper into the power of discipline and how it can shape your life, be sure to check out our video on a famous Stoic's take on discipline versus regret. It's packed with motivational advice that'll keep you on track, no matter the challenge. Don't miss it.